everybody. Welcome back to the Goldbridge Saves Football podcast, which is on a podcast, but is also now visual on YouTube. So we've got lots to talk about, haven't we, Will?
Yes, great to meet you in the flesh. I thought it was one of those ones where you were sort of a catfish, but no, it turns out you are real. You're not AI, and it's lovely to meet you.
I've played the game. I'm absolutely real, and we've got loads of stuff to talk about on the show. We've got a really good idea for you to get involved in as well in the comments. We're going to do a title race, combined 11. It's a big Super Saturday. Man City play Chelsea, Arsenal play Burnley, and Liverpool are playing away to Brentford, all on Saturday. But we thought it'd be quite good to do a combined three-way because we quite like that idea. Everyone's into doubling up, and we're going to go with a threesome.
Yeah, lovely threesome to open the Goldbridge Arms. I think that's really sort of a sign of intent. And threesomes all round, I think. Yeah,
don't forget, we are visual on YouTube as well if you want to get involved in that. And if you're watching on YouTube and you don't think you can watch all of it, you've got to pop down the shops. Or you just think, you know what, I'd rather listen to this in the garden. Then put it in your ears, links in the description. You can listen to us on the podcast. And you can listen to Tuesday's episode, which wasn't visual. Right, lots to get into. Well, we've got Goldbridge as well. It wasn't a great week for us last week, as a bit of a spoiler. But we'll update you on that. I think I'm going to have a good week this week. We've got some cracking either-ors. We're revisiting what we said on Wednesday as well with De Bruyne against Salah. This has turned into, sometimes somebody just does a little video of themselves doing something and it goes viral.
Right.
It's almost like, a tiny speck of snow starts an avalanche.
Yes.
Well, a little throwaway comment in a video about who's the best player in the Premier League, Salah or De Bruyne, has certainly kicked it off in the comments of the video on Wednesday. So we're going to do a definitive either-or on that as well. But let's start off. Some fantastic games coming up. Premier League, top of the table. What do we got?
Well, we're going to start off with the title race combined 11. Me and you like to have battles. We've gone to head-to-head. And surprisingly, I've won quite a lot of those because, this is your audience and a lot of people like to wash your car, but they've been very receptive to me, which is really nice.
You obviously didn't see the last one where Will did a Premier League British 11 and I did a foreign 11. And look, you can't be winning polls when you've got 70% of the audience on your side.
Yeah, but that was just a blip
in
the road.
That's an avalanche.
It's a long journey. It's not just a little race.
Okay, so as we know, this Premier League race is hotting up. Arsenal, fantastic last couple of results. West Ham and Liverpool, they've put themselves right back into it, Will. And we're different on here. We're always open to your ideas, get into the comments, but we're not going to do a combined Liverpool and Man City Premier League title race. We've done one. We've already done that. Yeah. But not many people have done a three-way combined because it's a three-way title race. Do you genuinely believe that?
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of weeks I've just got very excited because I've kept talking it up, haven't I, on the podcast that we could get 3, 4, 5 teams in there. It faded away.
I've forgotten something.
What have you forgot?
It's worth interrupting. We're giving away a prize, Will.
Oh, nice.
We're giving away a prize.
Wow.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad I forgot because you know what will happen? People who've gone off, I don't like this, after 2 minutes, they've missed out. It's the loyal people who get it. I did it on purpose. I didn't forget. I got these for the Sidemen charity game from Callux. They are no two ways trainers. Now, look, there's no two ways about it. They're fantastic trainers. They retail at probably quite a lot of money. I can sign them if you want. That probably devalues them. Don't do that. But they do have the... one of them actually says something about the Sidemen game on it. Doesn't matter. They're a size 9. They just aren't my sort of trainer, so I kept the other ones that I do like. But these are very nice, I think, Will.
I think it's very noble of you. Like, they are a very good trainer. I could probably suit them, but great at your age that you say, no, this is where I draw the line. But the audience, you can have them, and they're great at trainer.
Yeah, look, we've got a very diverse and wide-range demographic. If you want to get a pair of these, get into the comments. All you've got to do is give us your combined, see what I did there, your combined Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool 11. Give us your at Instagram, or Instagram's better, actually. Give us a follow on Instagram at Goldbridge Mark.
And if I follow you, you've basically won.
Yeah, so
I'm not creeping.
Give us your combined 11 of Arsenal, City and Liverpool. Put your Instagram at there. We'll pick a winner and get in contact with you on Monday. So, yeah, I'm glad I remembered that. So, look. Let's go. Goalkeeper.
Well, I think there's no debate in this. I think we're both agreed it's Alisson.
100%. Alisson over Ederson and Raya. Yeah. Right back.
Well, we're going for a 4-3.
Should be me now, really.
Yeah, go on then. Go on then.
Right back, it's either Walker or White or Trent. It's got to be Trent.
I've actually gone for Kyle Walker on mine.
Wow.
In terms of a 4-3-3, if I'm looking to be a bit more defensive, Trent has definitely got a lot better at that. We've talked about that at length. But
What?
I still
We're going
want
for the title. Why are we going for the defence? It's Birmingham City mentality.
every good title-winning team has got a strong foundation.
No, sod
Yes.
that. We'll be playing Luton and Burnley. We're going on the front foot, mate.
I'm not denying that Trent has definitely got better defensively, but
No, he's crap defensively. I think we all know
he's
that.
not that crap.
He's not quite. He's not. Look,
What's your tone, you?
I admit, like any Liverpool fan, that Trent isn't great defensively. But going forward, we're trying to win the title, not the bloody FA
Yeah,
trophy.
but if we're playing against Jeremy Doku and he's exposing us down the right-hand side, then
I'm drawing the line on this. I can tell what the chat is saying.
I thought it was me versus you.
No, I went first on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing it together, mate.
Wow.
It's a bloody
Oh, I
podcast.
didn't know that.
You tell you what, we get one overrule.
Okay.
I'm overruling you on that
On
one.
that, at right
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
You sure you want to override me at right
Yeah,
back?
I'm going to go with that. Because what about when we run out of overrules? Goldbridge saves football. Not
Wow.
Will saves football.
You've just ruined
Still,
it.
I've got a pint again either.
You've just ruined it because I've actually got Eddie Nketiah as my number 9. So
Yeah,
you've blown your chance there.
Okay, so
is
we've
it
got
my pick now?
Trent at right back, yeah.
Okay,
What's your centre back pairing?
I've gone for my pairing to be Virgil van Dijk and William Saliba.
Yeah, I've got no.
You
objections
don't
there.
like Ruben Diaz.
I don't like Ruben Diaz. I actually had a dream about Ruben Diaz the other day.
Are you having these dreams, or are these actually just you making these up for the podcast?
No, I have weird dreams.
Okay.
I have weird dreams all the time. The other day, I came out of filming a podcast, walked into my living room, and it was full, an inch deep with orange. I stormed into the
Orange
hall.
what?
Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Stormed into the living room, out into the hallway, and I said, "I know you did it, Freddie. Come down here for a fight." And Freddie Cougar came down, and we just started fighting.
Not
I've got
Flintoff?
I've got loads of cuts.
No,
not
you
Flintoff.
okay?
Yeah, I have weird dreams. Anyway, I had this dream. I was stood there talking to Jack Grealish, and I went, "I think Diaz is shit." And he tapped me on the shoulder, turned around, and there he was. And I went, "I still think you're shit." And then he took his top off and he wanted to fight.
That's definitely because you definitely bottle that if he
I
was
just
behind
wake
you.
myself up. You know when you wake yourself up and go, "Roar,"
Sorry.
when you're being attacked by a shark. Anyway, no, I agree with that centre-back pairing. Left-back's me, not Ben me. I'm going to go with...
It's obvious.
Wait a minute, my brain's thinking.
I've done my research, mate. I'm ready to go.
What, you got Andy Robertson?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not doing injured players, are we? Yeah,
No,
that's
it's just,
fine.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
It took you a bit too long.
Yeah, but I was thinking people will be going, you've got to do it on form. You don't have to do it on form. It's our rules.
Good job you're not
Into the
drinking.
midfield, holding midfielder.
Holding midfielder, Rodri.
Yeah, so Declan Rice ain't going to make it.
Well,
No.
Well-
we're not going defensive. We're trying to win the bloody league. We're
Yeah.
not playing Rice and Rodri. What are they going to do? Hold hands. Your turn to take it off the back four. My turn, Chuckle Brothers. No.
big buildings need strong foundations.
Oh, he's God, so defensive. No wonder he likes Southgate. Rodri, I agree with. I agree with. And I would play next to Rodri as my number 8. I'm going to play. Oh, it's tough because I would like to put Bernardo Silva in there. I'm gonna go with. I do like Alexis McAllister. He's a little bit deeper. I'm gonna go Bernardo Silva. Sod it, yeah. I think Man City's midfield is elite.
All right. Well, I've Kevin De Bruyne. I've got in there to make the third.
Yeah, I'd go De Bruyne as
So
my
that's
other
a
one.
full Manchester City.
Yeah,
No Odegaard.
no.
No. Could we bring Phil Foden back in there? That's still Man City. McAllister, Szoboszlai.
Look, I think what Klopp's done is great to rebuild that midfield, but we're only 7 months in.
Yeah.
I think the Arsenal midfield, Odegaard's not been as good this season as he was last year, and Rice has been brilliant, so they're still building. I just think, look, I don't like Man City, but I can respect the fact that Rodri, Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne, they are on a level, aren't they? And I'd love to bring a Liverpool or Arsenal player in, but I just don't think yet.
Do you think because we're in the current time right now, do you think we'll look back on that specific 3, especially if they end the season with another treble or whatever they end up with, as sort of your Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi in the future?
No.
But
I think
that's your City bias there.
No, I think they're good, and I think their balance is absolutely fantastic. But give Liverpool another season. Arsenal needs someone next to Rice and Odegaard that's not Havertz. But yeah, I'd go with that midfield 3, and we're in agreement there. Let's go right wing then, because you've got Saka, Salah, and potentially you could play Phil Foden there.
Yeah, well, I've gone my front 3 just to reveal all, so you can have a go.
No,
at
let's
me.
do it right wing.
All right, I've gone
Yeah, I
Bukayo Saka.
don't like people who rush it.
Okay, well, steady on. Take as much
Mrs.
time
is
as you
like
want.
that sometimes. I want another 10 minutes.
Well, it's
I've
definitely
waited,
not 10
6
minutes.
months for this.
10 seconds. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. No, Salah.
Well, okay, I'll have Salah. I've got Salah and Saka. And I think you can be accommodating.
You're moving them out of position, aren't you?
Well, who are you going to have on the left then?
Well, let's do left first then, because you've got Martinelli. Let's combine this. You've got Martinelli. You've got who did Doku or Grealish?
Good
and
season.
who did Liverpool play on the left? Diaz is decent.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Let's not mess about here.
I don't know whether Saka or Salah off the left works. I think it's a little bit lazy to do it because they are very left foot.
But what's worse, leaving one of those out of the team? I think that's criminal.
No, I acknowledge let's put Saka and Salah there, but I also acknowledge the chat and going, you bottled it and you should have put one of the left wingers there.
But who would you have on the right? Salah on the right to cut in. He's the better off the right.
I like Saka's left foot crosses as well. But the flip side of that is we haven't seen Saka or Salah play on the left for God knows how long.
True. But I think it is more criminal to leave them on the bench and then force feed in a Martinelli, a Doku, someone like that. That's just my opinion.
If I had to choose, I'd go Salah over Saka. And if I had to choose an actual left winger, I'd probably go... Luis Diaz is good, but he's been very, very... It's been close between Martinelli. The fact that we're not putting either of Man City's wingers in there. I mean, I think Doku's is heavily overrated. He had that little run, literally. And he's promising, but look, he's not there.
The big thing we always do, even when Grealish went to Man City, like especially with Pep, you have to give them time. And the fact that he started so well, coming from another league as well, I think that is only going to get better. But my overall will be we have to include Salah and Saka.
I'll tell you what, I think the Jack Grealish thing's interesting because I like Grealish. I really liked him at Villa, and I know you did, and you hate Villa.
Yeah.
I think at Villa, the way he was playing was fantastic. But you've got to call it out now. I know the first season he was hardly playing, and then last season in the treble he was playing, and then this year he's not playing again. And I'm just like, I can sort of see through what Man City did there. When they spent 100 million on him, I was like, he ain't worth 100 million.
Yeah.
And I just think they bought him for the PR. I think he's a PR signing.
You don't spend 100 million on a PR signing.
But
he was one of the
sense.
best players in the league at that time as well.
But he's not a Man City player. When I think about Jack Grealish...
No, but he's becoming a Manchester City player, though, isn't he?
No, but it's so sad because when I look at Jack Grealish, I see a little bit like a Garnacho at United. He gets the ball, he glides past 3 or 4 players, plays a pass or has a shot. At Man City, he's not allowed to do that. It's such a shame. I actually think Grealish will go, what up, mate? I've got loads of titles and all that. But I'll be like, that's a rubbish Jack Grealish impression.
I mean, you're literally local to the area. You should have it much better.
Tommy, I don't know. Anyway, I just think, yeah, you've got all your titles, but your actual... I'll say this to camera. You've got all your titles. Put them in the bag because you got them for cheating. You've cheated yourself, Jack. You were an amazing talent flair player, and you've killed that for a few titles. Shame on you.
If you were in a dream now and he was behind you, would you still be saying that to
I'm not scared of Grealish. What's he going to do? Knock me out with his thighs or his calves?
He would knock you out.
No, he wouldn't.
He'd give you a hair whip.
He beat me in a race.
I think the one thing for me is from an England perspective as well, because especially as an impact sub, he was absolutely fantastic in that Euros and sort of hoping he could bring that on. But
I'm saddened. You know,
he should be in the starting 11.
I like Grealish. I remember when Southgate...
I like Grealish.
I remember when they wouldn't pick him.
Yeah.
Grealish should probably watch this and go, oh, he's an idiot. But I'm not. I actually do it from a point of the fact that I really like your talent and it's been diluted. I really do. If I had to go, I'd go Salah on the right. We'll go Salah and Saka. But if I had to go, I'd go Salah on the right. I'd probably put Martinelli on the left.
Yeah,
I think he's been brilliant this season. Up front, I presume we're all going for.
No, I've gone Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, you've gone Eddie Nketiah.
You haven't got an overall, so that's what I'm going for. I'm going for Erling Haaland, back to his best as well.
I like Nunez, but he's not that level.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it over and over again. We will not know, even with Salah, even with Haaland, we will not know what we've had until they've gone, because the amount of disrespect that gets thrown about these players is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, okay. So our combined title race 11, the Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool three-way, is Alisson in goal, Trent, Saliba and Van Dijk, Robertson. Man City's midfield of De Bruyne, Silva and Rodri. And then we're going to go Salah, Saka and Haaland. I can't do the maths, but I think we've got 4 Man City players in there.
Yeah.
We've got 1, 2,
no 3, one at the back.
4, 5 Liverpool players in there.
Yeah.
And Arsenal, we've got 1.
That's 10.
What have we done wrong there then? I know we've got Van Dijk.
Yeah. Van Dijk.
Yeah.
Robertson.
I think we've got
Salah.
I think we've got 6 Liverpool players then.
Alisson.
Oh no, Saka. We've got Saka. Yeah, so it's 2. Yeah, 2 Arsenal, 5 to the Liverpool, and 4.
What manager would you choose?
Klopp. I love Klopp. And for a Man United fan to say that, and I'm not getting clipped up, and he's a Forest fan. There are so many Man United fans. There are so many Man United fans who actually do like Klopp. Pep's the opera, Klopp's rock and roll. I prefer rock and roll.
I've seen you down the opera.
I hate the opera.
You'd love a little trip to the
I'm
opera.
I'm not crying. If I'm crying in the opera, it's because there's another 3 hours to go.
It's all right to cry. Let it out.
I know it is, but I'm not going to cry at the opera.
If I want to win, I'm going Pep. If I want a hug, I want Jurgen Klopp.
No, I want Klopp. There we go. So get your comments in below, and remember to leave us your Instagram at next to Instagram at next to it, and also don't just copy ours, because we're looking for something innovative on the winner. We're not going to give you the trainers if you just copy ours. That's got to be a rule.
Also, anyone including Eddie Nketiah as their number 9 will instantly be ruled out.
And remember,
that's my joke.
This is what we're giving away. So give us your combined Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool 11 in the comments. You can do it on the Spotify. In fact, do it on Spotify. Do it on Spotify. It'll make it easier. Because, you can do it on YouTube if you want. But give us your Instagram at, and we'll get in contact with one of you to send them out. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, just building off the back of that as well, a debate we had earlier in the week, and it's filtered into this title race combined 11, is who's more important for their team, Kevin De Bruyne or Mo Salah? Now, they're both in our combined 3-way 11. Easy for me to say. But we've had a lot of back and forth on this.
Don't bottle it, Will. It's not who's important for their team. It's who's the best player in the Premier League.
Right. Yeah.
Let's ramp it up.
Yeah, well, for me...
It's a pub debate, this.
I went for Kevin De Bruyne just because of terms of best all-round ability. I think Kevin De Bruyne has got it all. If there was a Zidane-esque film to be created again of just multiple cameras following him in his pomp, now he's got that new hair. This might be the Pirlo era of Kevin De Bruyne, where he's been respected, but he finally gets the full respect in this sort of swan song of his career where, he's going to turn it up for the next 3-4 months, and I'm just very excited to watch him play.
It's a good point, Do you think that actually with De Bruyne, this injury has actually enhanced his reputation, that break of not having De Bruyne for 4 or 5 months, and then he comes back instantaneously against Newcastle, wins the game, he's done it again and again for the last few weeks. It's almost like you don't know what you've got until it's gone. And now, having not had De Bruyne, he comes back into a team half the way through it, and you go, oh, my God, he's unbelievable. There's not really any difference apart from his hair. He's still the same player. But I think it has enhanced him, hasn't it? He has his reputation. He has, if it was possible, almost become more respected.
Well, we call him the quarterback, and if he's done anything like NFL, if he's just been sat at home 5 months going, right, there's holes there, I can pick up that spot there, Pep's playing this, I know where I can get my positions, learn, educate, and because everything is becoming more formulaic, more system-based, it's probably not easier for him, but he's so intelligent to know, I'll just move half a yard there, and I've got that angle. That ball to Oscar Bob that won him the game against Newcastle. Absolutely fantastic.
Mahomes-esque.
Yeah.
I think De Bruyne is a fantastic player, and I think you're right. I think he nails the modern game, which is just so structured. I'm starting to despair with it. We mentioned Grealish there.
Yeah.
This modern game, which Pep has mastered and a lot of people copy, it's so based on passing out from the back, pressing from the front, playing through the passing lanes, dropping into this space, playing this pass, playing this. It's so structured, and Kevin De Bruyne obviously suits that. I want to see football evolve. I want to see more people taking people on, of course, but De Bruyne is absolutely fantastic. And of course, we're in the pub, we're in the Goldbridge Arms, and with regards to that, we want to see conversations that you can walk into a pub and keep those pubs going. And not only in the Goldbridge Arms, I reckon you could walk into any pub in England and America and Australia and any other country that has pubs. I think you could walk into a stranger's pub.
Yes.
In most areas, don't do this because there are some bad areas where you won't walk out. Stoke. But walk into any pub in England and go, De Bruyne versus Salah, who's the better player? Yeah. You won't have to buy a drink for the rest of the night because people will be like, this is a conversation I want to have with you for the next half an hour.
You're an interesting bloke.
What's your tipple?
Yeah. Yeah, what is your tipple?
Baby Sham.
No, come on.
Now, get out, you bard.
I was on the 0-0 Guinness this week, an absolutely lovely tipple.
We need to get some drinks
if they
for
want
the
to
next
sponsor
one.
the podcast.
Well, we've got plenty of space. Well, we're doing all right, but we have got plenty of space. We've got the scampi fries behind you.
Yeah.
Love that. But yeah, I'm going to go Mo Salah.
And you fully believe this as well?
I do fully believe this, and I want people to get... We'll do this on the Spotify. We do a poll on the Spotify. So Salah or De Bruyne, who's the best player in the Premier League? Unless you think somebody else is. If you do, you're wrong. I will go Mo Salah because I think his consistency of quality over the Premier League has matched De Bruyne. I also think he's done it in a team that doesn't have the quality of Manchester City, which is harder. And also, I think that with Mo Salah, he's just the player. I like wingers. I like players that get me off my seat. I like players that take people on. And again, De Bruyne is a more structured player, whereas I think Mo Salah is a more flair-like player. It's a personal preference, Will. And also, I actually think he's massively disrespected by the football purists because I never hear him mentioned, and maybe De Bruyne as well, when we're talking about Ballon d'Ors, it's never Mo Salah. It's never Kevin De Bruyne. It's Erling Haaland. It's Kylian Mbappe. And yet, they are the two best players in the Premier League, which is the best league in the world. I think if Mo Salah was from Brazil or Portugal, he would get a hell of a lot. It's a little bit like Son. They're from, it's nothing to do with where they're born. I think they're just from countries that don't traditionally produce the world's best player.
Well, it's going to be interesting now, isn't it? Because it feels like we're coming out of the Messi, Ronaldo era. But
he's probably a bit old though, too, aren't they?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, and Kevin De Bruyne always feels like he just gets that injury at the wrong time or just something affects him. But I feel and generally believe that we're probably going into the Jude Bellingham era.
You're probably right.
Because
I hope so.
He could win it for the next. If they win the Champions League and the Liga, he'll be the top goal scorer, and then he could be going into a Euros and lifting it for England.
Jude Bellingham or Kobe Mainoo era, definitely.
Right. Don't get silly. What you're doing is not helping Mainoo there.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. I'm doing it for
don't joke.
Joking context.
Yes.
Get your comments in. He thinks De Bruyne because he probably looks a little bit like him. I've gone with Mo Salah. There's no facial recognition there. It's just pure quality.
You could you get Mo Salah's hair. Now we're talking.
Yeah, I'd probably get cancelled for that. People would take it the wrong way.
Right. We wanted to have a little chat about going into the weekend as well. Huge. We speak a lot about the title race. We've already done it. The games this weekend, Manchester City versus Chelsea, we'll come on to that. But
do you see any of them dropping points? I think Brentford, Liverpool's tough.
I feel like Chelsea are turning the corner.
I'd love it if they beat them.
A little bit.
Get me some headphones. I'll bloody love it if they beat them.
The victory against Brentford on Monday.
Who are you talking about?
Chelsea.
No, Palace.
Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
sorry.
They were crap, though. They were crap.
And even the performance against Villa, I know they weren't very good then. But hopefully, the last game was 4-4 Manchester City versus Chelsea. So if we can have that as a football neutral, that would be good. The main one for us is we want Man City to be dropping points because that feels like it opens up a little bit more. But I think we'll come here on Monday to record and everyone will add 3 points.
Yeah, Liverpool away to Brentford, Arsenal away to Burnley, yeah, and then Man City at home to Chelsea. I think all three of them need to win because you don't want to lose any ground in a weekend like that. I think the hardest one is probably Brentford for Liverpool, but I'd expect them to win that. What I would say about Chelsea is they are that sort of team that are so crap when you watch them against Forest or Palace, but actually when they play the Villas and the Man Cities, they do tend to step up, and I think that's a pride thing. I think when you've got Thiago Silva, Enzo Fernandez, they seem to be able to step it up against better players, but they struggle against the lesser players. But I'd love him to get something, but I think all three of those win. Interestingly, we should probably do this next week. We should do a combined Man United, Spurs and Villa 11 as well, because that top four race...
Newcastle in there?
No, they're not in there, are they?
No, but they could get back in there.
I think Chelsea might catch Newcastle.
Well,
there's a little wager for you.
Do you want to do that now?
Who's going to finish higher, Newcastle or Chelsea? There's only a couple of points between them, isn't there?
Fool is me if I doubt Eddie Howe again. And I know they've dropped points at home recently to Luton, but I just feel that they will come on strong in the second half of the season.
Let us know in the comments. Newcastle and Chelsea, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 points between them, I think. And but I think Chelsea are about to run into a few tough fixtures,
games,
aren't they?
Yeah.
And I also think with Newcastle, I felt that they were starting to turn a corner. I thought that win at Villa Park was really good. I'd say Newcastle will finish above Chelsea because I'll say it on this: Newcastle, when you watch them, when they've got the players, they do have a system. Chelsea, I watch them and they remind me of United before Christmas. They've just I don't get it. And his front three is Madueke, Palmer, and Jackson on the left, and then I think he finished with Palmer, Sterling, and I forget who was on the right. And I'm like, he's got no idea what your front three is. There's no synergy there. So yeah, I would go Newcastle, but you never know with Chelsea. I predicted they'd be the team of 2024.
Well, I just started with Newcastle. You said Chelsea, and I've talked you into Newcastle there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the powers of persuasion
But
that I've got.
what I'm saying is it could happen. Anyway, on to the top four race. Neither of those are in the top four race. You've got Man United playing Luton on Sunday. You've got Aston Villa away to Fulham on Saturday, I think. And then we've got Spurs at home to Wolves. Again, I'm going to say all three win, But there are a couple of banana skins there, certainly starting off with United at Luton. That's going to be a real...
Are you nervous for that?
They're so good at home.
And also, sorry, I wasn't on the podcast Monday. I was finishing putting up this set, right? I had a big grievance with you because all year, even in the depths of the depths, I was back in Luton, Sheffield United. We were having titles and debates on here. Should they be banished from the Premier League? All of a sudden, you're promoting one of the things that you do. Luton Town, what a great season they're having. Aren't they doing well? I was nearly sick on the screen. I was like, is this AI? What's going on? You've changed your tune so dramatically.
Good. That was so good. He couldn't do the podcast on Tuesday. And if you want to listen to it, it's a good episode. But it was just me. So I had the Pratt of the Week contenders. And I was Pratt of the Week contender for slagging off Luton. So, of course, there was no comeback. So I was going, what's all this about? I don't know. Give some Luton some respect. But I think in relation to this game... they're the only team that got promoted that might stay up, and their longevity. They remind me of somebody who's in a boxing. It's like Tyson Fury against a crap boxer who's got the heart of a lion. They're just hanging in there, and the longer it goes on, the more they might actually go the distance. And I think that's fantastic for them. I'm glad that they've beaten Newcastle at Luton, and I'm glad that they pushed Liverpool to a draw, because I think I don't like the idea of Man United going to Luton and everyone going, easy 3 points, because I think we will get it, but I think it will be a tough game. And I actually think in a game like this, your Harry Maguire's and maybe McTominay in the last 20 minutes could be worth their weight in gold, because Luton aren't a footballing team, they're a grafting team, and I think United have got the right mix. But I think it will be. I'll go United, but Luton obviously lost that massive game against Sheffield United. This might suit them a bit better.
Yeah, and I think for Man United, this is almost, we keep speaking about this sort of the youth that's coming through and how exciting that is, but this is almost the test of that run, isn't it? Because this is a game that you should be winning. You
can't go to Villa and win and then not go to Luton and win if you want to get in that top four.
Exactly,
race.
And I think as easy as it is to be like Manchester United are definitely going to win, Højlund's in form, Mainu, Garnacho, everything like that. This is almost the culmination of that in this little run, isn't it? To be like 3 points here, we've done it. Could be 1-0, could be dirty, but we've done it and we've got the points on the board.
Yeah, 100%. I'll go for a win in that one. Spurs at home to Wolves.
This is tricky.
Wolves are so unpredictable, though. I know it was a last-minute winner for United with Kobe Mainu, but we should have put them to bed. They had a dodgy penalty. I think they went away somewhere and won quite well. Wolves, I don't think Brentford. Brentford beat them at their place, but they went somewhere away, Wolves, just before that and won. I forget where it was. They're so unpredictable. They're a good team. And then Spurs were very, very lucky in their home game last week against Brighton. So, yeah, I just feel that Spurs, when you win when you're playing badly, is a big thing to do. I would go Spurs in this game. They need to win it. If you want to be in it, that top four race now. I think, look, as a United fan, it's brilliant.
Wolves beat Chelsea.
Wolves beat Chelsea, yeah. For a Man United fan, as a Man United fan, it's great. But I think even if it was Newcastle, I'd be saying, it's good that they're in a top four race, because you want Villa and you want a bit of a competition. But I think Spurs will beat Wolves.
I reckon it'll be a score draw, because the only time I've really obviously focused on Wolves is in those bigger games like Man United at the start of the season, the Chelsea performance the other week, and that's where they've really shown up, and especially like with the high line that Tottenham have, I think like Pedro Neto, and people can expose that as well.
You've got to take your chances, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You've got to take your chances. Brighton didn't take their chances. And then Fulham, we're in London, aren't we? Villa at Fulham, they've lost 3 of their last home games.
I don't know what's going on.
They did beat Sheffield United in between all that, but that's Sheffield United. Fulham are again ridiculously unpredictable. They've put a few teams away this year. Well, they need to win. They need to win.
I tuned in for that, isn't it? It's so much football that you can watch across everything. But as soon as there's a game on terrestrial TV, I was like, I've got to watch this. What an absolute treat this is. So Villa-Chelsea, I should say, defensively, I mean, it was end-to-end, it was like a basketball game anyway. Defensively, I just didn't recognise that Villa side. Like, the amount of space that Nicholas Jackson had in that box for the header, I just don't know what's going on at Aston Villa. I think it is a blip, because Unai has got that overall, like, Villa are in the one way, they're going up, they're going to be Champions League contenders for the next 4 or 5 years, but got to sort this out.
Also for Aston Villa, they've really missed Konza and Torres. They've got Kamara, who's just done his knee. I think Villa unfortunately. And I like Villa, and I loved beating them, but I do like Villa. I think my respect for Villa this season and Emery is there. They've been one of the bright spots of the season, and I'd love them to get top 4 if Man United got it as well, or top 5. I think it will be top 5. On that, apparently Opta said that there's a 77% chance that we will get a 5th place spot for Champions League.
Well, I was looking into it this morning. I think we're either top or second in the right one, so I think that's
I think
fine.
we're going to get it. I think I was just a bit worried because Man United and Newcastle have gone out. So next season, obviously, it's a new Champions League format, and they're going to hand out 2 extra spots. If we get one of those spots, top 5 get Champions League, and at the moment, there's a very high chance that will happen, which means it will be 2 out of Villa, Spurs, and Manchester United. And at the moment, I do worry about Villa. They wouldn't have predicted that at the start of the season anyway. But I think
like you said, it's like the arse effect, isn't it? You just need to consolidate what you've done last year, which was surpassing what you thought you would do. So if they can get Conference League football again,
well, they'll get Europa League if they win the Conference League.
Well, exactly. So I think I
think they'll win the Conference League.
It's consolidating that, having European football as a team, and the effect that has, and becoming that sort of outfit.
Yeah. And I think for Villa, it's a bump in the road. They've been so good, but as any top person will tell you, or manager, I remember Ollie saying this when he went on that run with United. I don't want us to lose a game, but that's going to be interesting when we do, because that's when you find out about what a team. And I think Villa have gone through a ridiculous run. Yes. So what else have we got going on in the Premier League? I think just quickly, it's worth mentioning Monday Night Football, Crystal Palace, Everton. Crystal Palace are in a bad place. They are missing some key players. Deitch needs to win that one as well. I'm a little bit surprised. We were speaking last week about who would be the next manager to be sacked. Get in the comments and give us your thoughts. I'm starting to think we won't see one, but I'm also thinking the Hodgson thing, is it becoming a little bit too sentimental? I don't want to see Hodgson get sacked. I said at the start of the season he was my prediction to get sacked, and everyone was like, what are you talking about? They will never sack him. Has that not become a problem now? Because I agree, this is his last job. You look at him, he's like your granddad. You're like, oh, just get him to the end of the season, park him in the living room with the chase, pair of slippers, cup of tea, let him retire. He's we're not being ageist. He's earned it. Yeah. And we're so close to the end of the season. I think everybody, even Crystal Palace, want him to just stay up, move him on. But it's almost becoming to the point where actually this is football. It's high end. You might want to make a change. There are injury issues there, though.
Well, I think it's quite ironic because the change they would probably make is to bring Roy Hodgson in if Roy Hodgson wasn't in charge right now to keep them up. And
maybe you could do that Homer Simpson, Grandpa Simpson, where he walks in and out the door.
It's not me. I think the Steve Cooper seems inevitable there.
Yeah.
And this year with Everton
or Southgate, be great.
I know I wasn't there on Monday, but Southgate looks like he's going to be at England till at least 2026.
Absolutely.
So that's absolutely fantastic news for the country.
It's a scam.
But Steve Cooper's inevitable there. So they're in a position where Burnley are going to go down, Sheffield United are going to go down, and one of Everton and Luton are definitely. So there's your 4 down. Bring Steve Cooper in. If they stay up, it's still relative success. He starts the job off on a good feet, gets 3 months to look at the players and know what he wants in terms of who to get rid of in the summer as well. I just think it's a tap in to do that now.
Do you not think, though, that actually I completely empathise and understand Crystal Palace fans, and I'd be fuming, because what you never want from your club is a lack of ambition.
Yes.
And realistically, are Crystal Palace looking at this and going, Burnley and Sheffield United are never going to stay up? Mm-hmm. Luton and Everton and Forest, we'd fancy our chances to finish above one of those.
Yeah.
So let's just keep Roy till the summer and leave it. And also add into that, Everton and Forest could still get another points deduction, in which case we're never going to go down. It's almost like we're crap, we're not doing very well, but let's just keep it as it is. And that's very frustrating because it's February.
Yeah. I just think Steve Cooper is inevitable to be the next Crystal Palace manager.
You've mentioned it 3 times now.
I'm his agent. I'm his agent. But to have that time...
Keep saying it will happen. Southgate to Crystal Palace makes sense. He used to play for them. It'd be a great move for Gareth.
I think Southgate could probably be looking at replacing Ten Hag afterwards.
Get out. The day that happens is the day I camp out Old Trafford.
You'd be getting the vodka from behind the bar.
Yeah.
No, I think Steve Cooper now, Jack. I think, but just give him that time, because he's going to go in the summer and have to do that anyway. So why not just do it now? Yeah,
I think it's just sentimentality. I really do. What else we got, Will?
Just one we didn't touch on the top floor was Newcastle, Bournemouth, the Eddie Howe derby. But that could be, with the result that Luton had there the other week, that could be another bump in the road for Newcastle.
Are they at home?
They're at home, St James's Park, Mark.
Nah, they'll win that.
Okay, should we move on to Goldbridge?
It's time for Goldbridge.
Right, last week, if you don't know, if you are new to YouTube, Me and Mark pick 5 scorers each week. If they score, we get a point. If they score 2, we get 2 points. Hat trick. 3, we pick a defender to score. If he scores, they get 3 points. It's not happened so far this season.
I thought you got one.
I don't know if I did.
You might.
Can't remember in the distant memory. And a goalkeeper, clean sheet, point. Mark is winning 33-31 going into last week. It was a dreadful week. There was a new rule implemented that you couldn't re-pick a player from the previous week.
Yeah.
And the only person to get 1 was you with Jota. So you've got 34, I've got 31. But the main thing is, and I think we can reveal more next week, just waiting for final confirmation. Where we are right now, you don't fully know, but it's going to play into the forfeit, isn't it? Because at the end of the season, I mean, I've been embarrassed a few times. Once treading dog shit
every
around
week
home.
on this podcast.
Don't be stupid. I've been embarrassed a few times, so this would be the ultimate embarrassment.
This is the best forfeit. You know, other people go, let's do a charity bet. Whoever gets the most points, we'll give £500 to charity, and then you never hear it again, apart from that opening weekend in August. Well, this one is absolutely fantastic. The forfeit. Just wait till next. I'd love to tell you now, but we need to get it confirmed first. It will be, I'd be arrogant to say it will go viral, but it will be ridiculously funny for everybody who watches the podcast. It will be humiliating, and the person who is filming it, whether it be me or you, will be laughing along at the same time. Well, and it's full kit as well.
Yeah, and also the best bit of that is you can join in that as well.
Yeah, you can see it happen, and basically, people might be shouting out all sorts.
All sorts.
Yeah, I can think of words. Anyway, so I'm winning 33-31, which is a little bit close for comfort.
Sorry, no, you're 31-31. 34-31.
34-1. Okay, it's a little bit close for comfort. So who have you got as your first pick?
Yeah, so this week I am going across to the... Sorry, I've lost all trail of thought there. Can you go first?
Again.
You go.
Yeah. Are you ready? We'll just edit it.
Sorry. Right, I'm starting. Right, my first pick, I'm going to Sunday, and I'm going for Ben Brereton Diaz to score for Sheffield United against Brighton.
Lovely stuff. Very, very niche. I'm trying to see my phone here. It keeps getting in the way of the mic. Okay, my first pick might seem a little bit niche, but that's me. I'm going to go with Ivan Toney to score.
How is that niche?
He's at home to Liverpool.
Yeah, but he's literally
Liverpool
one of the
are good defensively.
Literally just scored 2 last week, or 1 last week.
Yeah, but I didn't have him last week.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's niche. I think you need to look at your...
I'm going Ivan Toney against Liverpool. It's obvious.
Just watch out your descriptive words, please. For me, I'm going to Arsenal next. They're playing Burnley, and I'm going to go for Martin Odegaard.
Martin Odegaard against Burnley. Remember to get your comments in below, play along. It's always nice to read the comments and see the time dates on them, because some people will cheat on Monday and go, and I look at the dates. Oh, look at me, I'm brilliant. But yeah, love to look at that in the comments. You can play against us on an individual basis, actually. That's even better. See how you did. Okay, I'm going to go second choice. I'm going to go to Turf Moor, Burnley, and I'm going to go Trossard in form, Arsenal.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, actually. Well done. You have done a bit of research today, then, haven't you?
Yeah, 2 minutes before we started.
Pick 3 for me. I'm going to go for a man that I've not picked for 2 weeks, so it is allowed and it is getting tense. I'm going for James Maddison.
James Maddison, he loves him. Same game for me. I don't think I picked him last week. I'm going to go with Son against Wolves.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I get mixed up between
you had
FPL.
Richarlison.
Yeah, I get mixed up with FPL.
And then I'd got the wrong game week, and I'd gone back to the Everton game, and I was like, he's got 2 points, but it was the wrong week, so everybody calm down. Yeah. A man I should have picked... I spoke about it, I debated it, I backed him all year, didn't back him last week and he scored, so I'm going for Carlton Morris to score for Luton against Manchester United.
Okay, I didn't pick him last week. He's got 3 in his last 3. I'm going to go Rasmus.
See, yeah, what we are doing is falling back into old habits, but I think that's good because there's little narratives behind your pick.
We have a week on, week off as well.
Yeah, you're very good mates with Rasmus as well now, aren't you? I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for Darwin Núñez in the Liverpool game.
Interesting. I'm going to complete my 5 with Leon Bailey for Aston Villa away against Fulham.
That is niche.
That is niche.
Defender, I get to go first, so I'm going for William Saliba.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I thought you'd have him.
No, I've gone really niche again. I remember I said about Luton, it's going to be physical.
Yeah.
Let's get physical. It's Harry Maguire with a sweatband on.
Nice, okay, love that.
Yeah, I fancy that.
Clean sheet wise, I'm going to go a bit rogue here. Not too rogue, but I'm going to go for Emi Martinez against Fulham.
Okay, I'm all in on United getting a clean sheet here because
Bloody
I've
hell.
gone for Nana, what's my name?
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, Nana, what's my name? So, right, you can play along. 5 goal scorers from the Premier League weekend. You get a point for every goal they score. Pick a defender to score. Never happened, but you get 3 if you get the defender, and then pick a goalkeeper if you clean sheet. So you need 7 names, basically. It's 34 to 31.
Correct.
And I need that gap to start opening because I'm starting to get worried about this forfeit reveal, which is both creative and humiliating.
Yeah, all I'll say is we'll both have to get in shape because we'll be very exposed.
Creative and humiliating. It reminds me of this time at secondary school where we got the class bully and sellotaped him to a tree, a whole roll.
That just sounds like you were the bully and you just picked on a kid.
No, he was a bully. And the funny thing was, where we sellotaped him to a tree was the main walkway down to the bus park.
Oh, nice.
And from a distance, it looked like he was shagging a tree because you can't see the sellotape.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
literally going he's trying to get out like this.
Well, that could be the...
It's hilarious.
Do that again?
It's like this. It's brilliant. Sellotape someone to a tree really, really well. And as they try to get out,
Gaffer.
it looks like they're shagging a tree. No, sellotape.
Sellotape? How old was he?
No, it's about 12.
At 12 years old, you should be able to break out a sellotape.
Mate, it was about 4 rolls on him.
Nah, I'll have to have a look at. Maybe that could be the end of the forfeit.
Sellotape.
There's a tree round there. You could get sellotape.
You can't.
You'd have to be gaffered.
If you put 4 rolls and you start round the waist,
no,
you can't get out of that.
Oh.
I'm going to do that. We'll do a video.
If you, yeah, I'd say
Goldbridge
gaffer
sellotapes Will to a tree.
versus gaffer.
1,000,000 views.
Yeah, that's the content
All right,
people
you
want
can
to see.
sellotape me to a tree.
Yeah, with gaffer.
What? Who's the gaffer? He's
Yeah,
not
no
doing it.
gaffer tape.
No. It's not funny then. People can see the tape. You've got to put
You could
sellotape.
probably get see-through gaffer
You
tape.
can get see-through gaffer tape, yeah.
All right.
It's hilarious. It's creative and humiliating, as I said.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Really looking forward to that then.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, what a way to finish. Birmingham City won on Tuesday. Hopefully they win. It's the first podcast, so I've got to get a little bit in there.
Yeah,
loads more stuff coming out. More interviews, more fun. We'll be doing a lot more together.
More of these.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see you.
Yeah.
I thought you were fake.
Hopefully I'll have a pint next time. Maybe 2. A cocktail and a pint.
And how would you pick them up and put them down?
What do you mean?
You'd go like that, wouldn't you? Yeah. Lovely stuff. Get
There you
that
go.
clipped.
Okay, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video. And remember, if you can't watch it all as a visual, you can listen to it as an audio and likewise the other way. Goldbridge Saves Football. Smash a like. Get your comments in. Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Mark.
Speak to you later.